I am Blaine Anderson, matchmaker and dating coach, and we have Alec Flynn here with us.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for being here.
Good to be here. I'm so excited.
Okay, great, because I'm excited too. Our mission today is to help our single David figure out why he's single.
Our single
What's
David.
he doing wrong? What does he need to do better?
I know.
How is he going to find love?
I feel like we are sent on a mission here from God because David is a biblical name, as we know. And I feel blessed to be on this journey with you.
Perfect. Well, I am blessed to have you. Let's bring in David and see what we're dealing with today. David, come on in.
Come on in. Look, he didn't even know he was going to be on this today.
We're just
We just
pulling him in
pulled
from
a
the street.
guy.
David, tell us how old you are, what you do for work, and where you live.
Yeah, I'm 34 years old. I live in San Diego, and I'm a soccer coach and a life coach, or a life coach for soccer players.
Whoa.
Oh, wait. So it is a life coach for soccer players, not you're not just coaching soccer or just life coaching.
So actually, I do all three.
Okay.
But just to make it easy for people,
Your specialty is life coaching soccer players.
You're a holistic soccer coach.
There you go.
That's what you should. There you go.
Rebrand.
There's the
Yes.
business card.
Should've-
I'm a
Wait,
holistic-
that is actually good.
So this is consulting as well. All kinds of
things
consulting.
mind, body, and soul related to soccer. All right,
Yeah,
it's not just
exactly.
the feet. You got to use your head and your heart.
I mean,
You have all your
that's true.
Pull up
taglines.
your LinkedIn right now,
Get that updated.
Hey, let's just get the whiteboard and go through my whole business model.
brother. I mean, we need to get you fired up. I think you should just be rocking gym shorts on the bottom, an entire press tuxedo up top.
Don't tell everybody what's going on underneath. No.
I love that. Look, I mean, you would certainly stand out.
Oh my god,
That's
dude.
quite the outfit.
Now,
Oh.
can I ask, are you coaching adults or is this youth programs?
I have a 4-year-old that I coach soccer, and I have an 84-year-old that I life
Whoa.
coach. So
Okay.
Wow,
one in
that
between.
is spanning the generation.
Yeah.
Are you coaching any teams?
No.
Okay.
Everything I do is mainly one-on-one
Okay.
coaching. So get
Like,
really-
is that like their parents want them to be professional? So they're this kid's 4 and he needs a one-on-one coach?
some parents come to me with that kind of energy, and I have my list of questions that kind of filters out the crazy parents. Because really what I do is using soccer as a vehicle to help kids become happier and healthy humans. So
It's not about becoming a pro soccer player.
yeah, so if the pros that I've met, they've kind of used soccer as a vehicle to learn more about themselves. So if me and the family aren't on the same page, then it usually doesn't work out for too long.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of like
That's
a
a
soccer
very-
mentor.
Got it. And then for the people that you're life coaching, is that just people who are looking to, like, what kind of things do you teach them?
Yeah, this whole journey with work started with soccer, so I kind of framed it in 4 pillars. Like, there's your technique of what you're good at, there's the physical attributes, and then there's the tactical pillar or aspect, and then there's the mental. So any pro athlete, like, they're going to kind of fall in those 4. So I focus a lot on the 4th, the mental pillar.
Okay.
So entrepreneurs, actors, other coaches,
You're coaching the coaches.
singers. Yeah,
It's
I
a
mean...
pyramid scheme of coaching.
The coaches who coach the coaches.
Yeah, it's the
who coach
coaches
the
Well,
who
if
coach
you
the
want to be
coaches.
good at what you're coaching,
If you want to coach my
you
coaches,
gotta-
be one of my coaches.
Well, as I am a dating coach,
Oh,
what
gosh.
brings you here in your dating life? What are we
Yeah.
here to help you with, David?
Yeah, so because I'm a coach, I know I need help.
As a coach, you know when you need a coach.
Exactly. Ask for help. Yeah, I've been to get really open and vulnerable with
Please.
you guys. Yeah,
Open up.
most of my life I've been in love with a girl that I met when I was young,
How old?
14.
Whoa.
You've been in love with the same girl since you were 14.
Well, as I've gone through a lot of coaching, I realized, I was more in love with the fantasy, the idea of, oh my gosh, we met when we were kids. We spoke every day for how many years?
Were you
So I
ever
kinda-
dating?
No, I grew up in San Diego, and she was in Toronto on the other side of the world.
How did you meet her? Like in an AIM
Cruise.
chat room?
Oh, you met on a cruise?
Yeah.
She's a real person because I was
yeah?
about to go, hey, man, that's a catfish.
I mean, honestly, I had to convince most of my friends that she was real. They're like, "Is this
Yeah.
some magical mermaid, or
I
you
would
met
do
in the
this-
ocean?"
Yeah, I would be like, hey, man, look, she might go to a different school, but I don't think this is a real person.
Let alone different side of the
No,
country.
if you met her
different
in a
country.
chat room, there'd be zero chance that she was a real person.
She just has no pictures from the fucking face down. Relax. It's fine. You said you were life coaching an 84-year-old?
Yeah.
At what point do they just go, hey, I think
Throw in the towel.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to turn this around.
Well, they're like
84.
they're like, I made all this money and I thought I was going to be happier. So they're like, where did I go wrong? What did I do? What wrong mountain did I climb?
They don't need a coach, dude. They need a time machine. That's nothing you can do about that.
That's like aspirational. I like that an 84-year-old though wants like, how can I want to die happy. I've got limited time. How can I get happy in these final years?
And coaching like is not the best word to describe it. It's more just having vulnerable conversations.
Yeah. It's more like showing them how to get drugs, kind of, right?
well, how
You're
to
a
use
drug
them
dealer?
to go in the right direction.
MDMA. Take this until you can't feel your feet. Have a good time.
You will be happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you met this girl on a cruise when you were 14.
Yeah.
Was it a Disney cruise? A family cruise?
Yeah, I was with my family. Other than that,
Was
I
she
couldn't-
14 too?
She was like 13 and a half. Yeah.
Okay.
13
So,
and a half.
pushing the line, yeah.
Older man.
Yeah, yeah.
Older man.
At that age, every
And what
day or
happened on
month-
the cruise? Was there romance? Like, was she
I
your
mean,
first kiss?
Actually, I've never kissed her. Yeah.
Whoa.
We've met a few times over the years, but
Whoa. Okay, so you meet at 14. You go your separate ways. You, like, what, exchange screen names, I'm assuming?
right? Yeah. Talk on the phone every day for.
You go home from school. You're talking on the phone to her.
And she's 3 hours ahead, so I'd run home after soccer practice, talk to her until she couldn't stay awake anymore, and then just did it all over again. So
Like, every single day.
yeah, it was a few years we did that. So and then a few years go by, and then my family's like, we're going on another cruise, and I'm like, well, I don't want to go because there's no landlines on cruise ships. I can't call
Oh my
Canada.
God, you're talking. You like are letting this dictate your whole life. You're like
Well,
going home from.
Hence why I'm here. Expand that a couple years
Wait,
or
so
decades.
decades.
Yeah.
You've just been obsessed with this girl you met at 14.
Yeah.
And
So-
have you been how long have you been calling her? When's the last time you called her or spoke with her? Can I ask?
Yeah, actually spoke to her a couple days ago just
Okay.
because I knew I was coming on this thing. She lives in LA now. So I was like, what are you doing?
Wait, okay.
after-
We have to get the timeline. Okay, you meet her at 14. You talk on the phone for 3 years. Then at this point, your family hasn't gone any place, but they want to go on a cruise. So you're like, I can't go on this cruise. There's no landlines.
So I tell her, hey, why don't you try to convince your parents to come on this cruise too? And she's like, oh, my sister's in university. We can't afford it. I'm like, well, then I don't want to go because that's a whole week I can't talk to you on the phone. So she's like, no, you should go. And I'm like
Yeah,
rebelling.
obviously you
I'm
should
rebelling
go.
against my parents, just teenage things. And I go like
Are
begrudgingly.
your parents worried at this point? They're like, you
They're
have an
so
unhealthy
supportive.
obsession with this
My
woman.
dad is like, do you want to go visit her? Like, don't worry about the phone bill. Like, he's just like, I can see how in love you are. Just what can I
Why?
do?
Well, when he asked,
I
if
wish
you
he
wanted-
probably would have sat me down and like,
been like, this
Yeah.
is unhealthy.
yeah, maybe.
If he was offering to help you visit her, did you take him up on that? Like,
So I'll get there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I go on the cruise and I leave early from dinner the first night, and then while I'm waiting for the elevator, this girl jumps on my back, and it was her. And her family surprised me on the cruise. So
did your family know they were coming?
No. Our families never really even spoke. So it was kind of wild. That was the biggest surprise of my life. Like the look on my face, I was just like,
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
It just seems so weird, the whole thing.
I'm so entranced right now.
By like
I'm
this
just-
teenage romance.
Yeah. And
Okay, so her parents are like, okay, we're gonna spend our last dollar, get on this cruise.
I don't know how true the actual.
Couldn't afford it.
Yeah, I
was.
couldn't afford. I think she was just trying to pull the surprise
So
on
you
me.
spoke to her the other day, but let's cut and paste. Let's dive into. You're 25 years old. Are you still speaking
Okay.
with this woman?
Yeah. So what happened? Okay, we have to get the timeline.
So-
you, on the cruise, she surprises you. Is there romance? You said you've never kissed her, so you spend a week
Yeah.
on the cruise together. You guys just talk in person every day.
Well, that's when we're
'Cause
like,
you're 17.
well, is this love? Like, we're like, what is this? And then she kind of, the thing she couldn't get around was, well, even if I do love you, I'm still going back to Canada and you're still going back to San Diego, and it can't work out. So she didn't want to go into it. So in my head,
But you're 17
no, we're like, 16, 17.
and
yeah.
still no kiss.
No.
Whoa.
She was dating other people, and I was dating other people.
Whoa.
And we would talk about it all the time with each other. Just this Like, okay, well, we can't be together, but maybe we're friends. Maybe we'll get married one day. That was kind of the thing we kind of were dancing around. It's like, maybe later this will work out.
Whoa.
So that kind of messed with my head with future relationships I was in, because I was like, oh, I really like this person I'm dating, but I have this unfinished business with.
So you were never able
Someone.
to like fully invest in anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what happens? You go to college.
So then my dad's like, you want to go visit her and surprise her? And I'm like, yeah. So I get this whole thing planned with her parents, and I'm going to go surprise her. She finds out, and she's like, I don't want you to come because I am dating someone. And I was like, yeah, but if I was dating someone and you were coming, I wouldn't be dating someone. And she's like, yes, but then you're just going to leave. Like, that was her thing. And I didn't know if that was an excuse, like, oh, you don't like me? And this is how
So
you're letting me down?
even when you guys are dating other people, you're still talking on the phone every day?
Yeah. Yeah. Just talking about it, like best friends. But yeah, so then when she didn't want me to go visit her, I was like, what is this? What am I doing? So we
What's the
stopped.
point?
Yeah, we stopped talking, and that's when I went to college, and she started her singing adventure, moved to LA, and then both of us got in
Where
pretty
did you go to
serious,
college?
Relationships. I went to San Diego State.
Wait, so you're not that far. She moves to LA, you're in San Diego. That's
Yeah.
no longer like an excuse anymore. So
She starts her singing adventure. It's Dua Lipa.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying who, but it was like, oh, even worse that she was closer, because it was like we had talked about her coming to California.
So what was her excuse then?
Well, at that point, she was in a relationship and I was in a relationship, and that relationship I was in was like about 4 years long. So I was pretty serious, and I was like, yeah, that was a childhood thing. And then when I broke up with her and she was single again, I didn't want to run back and be like, oh, I see you're single now. So I waited a little while, and yeah, and then I had an epiphany that I was like, oh, what am I waiting for? So I hit her up, and then she said she wasn't over her ex.
How old?
That-
Like,
I
wait,
think-
how old
yeah,
are you? How
now
what
we're
year is
probably
this?
like 24, 25.
Okay.
And then
So 10 years ago.
Yeah, reconnected, and then yeah, and she still kind of wasn't ready, and I said, you know what, I kind of get that, because even with the girl that I was dating for 4 years, I wasn't ready right after. And plus, like, I didn't want to be seeing someone that was still hung up on another guy, because I know what that's like. I
Okay,
was
so
doing
you're like,
that.
give it some time, then
Yeah.
what?
Then that's just kind of like started just like random dating, and not really realizing how much that story that I was attached to until I did a lot of self
Mushrooms.
work. Yeah, mushrooms.
Been to therapy?
Have I been to therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Therapy,
Therapy helps.
like life coaching, mushrooms, breath work. Actually, it was the breath work where I had the epiphany that I was like,
You gotta let it go.
there's something there that keeps calling me back. I think there's like a lesson that my soul is trying to teach me through her. Like, maybe the love I'm searching for from her is the love I haven't given myself.
Whoa.
Deep.
I like where your head's at there.
Yeah, I mean, it's intellectually I can say it, but I don't know if I've like really.
Accepted it?
Yeah.
So over the course of the last 10 years,
This is not where I thought this conversation was going to go.
well, it sounds like it has a big impact on your dating life.
Yeah, yeah,
So where over the last 10 years, do you guys see each other
yeah.
often?
Well, speaking of mushrooms, last April I did some and saw some stuff, and I was like, okay, I've been in this limbo because I
This
haven't
loop?
been brave enough to ask questions that I might not like the answer to. So even though I was ready to ask the question, she hasn't been ready to give me an answer. And
Lack of answer is a no, in my opinion.
yeah, and that's
No
why
answer is an answer.
Yeah.
that's it. So
And what was the question you asked her? Like, hey, I want to be with you. I love you. Like,
no.
let's give this a
Well,
shot.
speaking of questions, I have it.
You want to flip it
just
upside down?
again, just
You want to hold it?
wrestle.
Sorry, that's for me.
Well, just because I had the epiphany doesn't mean I found the right question. So still,
So you haven't actually said like, hey,
yeah,
what if we gave this a shot?
yeah. Because the last time I saw her, she was like, I still don't think I'm in a place to date. So I didn't want to.
Has she just been single this whole time?
Yeah, a long time. So I don't know if we're
It
like.
sounds like she
there.
knows where you stand, though. It sounds like if she wanted to be
I've tried
with
to make
you,
it pretty clear, but I haven't been like explicit, and I don't want to give an ultimatum. Like I don't.
Well, it
it's not
doesn't.
like,
I mean,
I think an ultimatum's not a bad idea.
well, I guess it depends on.
Just be like, hey, look, I know I'm the man. Do you want to be with me or not? If not, no problem. But like from now on, we are just friends.
You know, as much as
I
that
think
might
that's
sound
a
as a
fucking-
joke, it's at the point I'm at where I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know where this is going, but I just need to start going.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
did not
Yeah.
say that as a joke.
Yeah.
I'll put my constructive advice hat on. Do that.
Yeah. I mean, well, just so that you can move on.
Right.
Even if we think we know what the answer is based on what you've told us, like no answer is an answer. It sounds like you're pretty clear. She probably knows, okay, if I told David I was in love with him and wanted to be with him, you would obviously say yes.
I'd be like, yeah, let's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
dive into that. And
So I bet she knows that, but it sounds like she's maybe even in a place where like, okay, David's a great guy. He's a great friend. I want to keep that option open for if and when I decide that I'm ready.
that might be the answer I haven't been ready to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what I think it is? I think and here we go. Constructive hat guy.
Yeah.
I think because of how fun these memories are for you in your childhood and how much joy it brought you from the cruise and the surprise on the other cruise and just the way that, especially when you are so young like that and you're able to lean on another person that is going through the same experiences as you, it could still be an emotional crutch in a way to think about,
100%, yeah.
to have all those nostalgic memories and to think, well, if we got back together, it would just be a lifetime of these wonderful moments. When in reality, man, it's like, that's just what it is. It's nostalgia. They're moments, and they're a beautiful part of the fresca that is your life. But at the end of the day, brother, there's more paint on the easel.
Honestly, the commitment. Like, I think about someone I had a crush on when I was 14, and I definitely don't have those same feelings, Like, the fact that you've held on to those feelings for so long is, it's crazy, but I don't think it's necessarily indicative of that means, like, this person is, like, your
Yeah.
soulmate.
I totally agree, because looking back, I'm like, even though that was kind of like a fantasy, who I became from that, I wouldn't trade for anything.
No, of course
so,
not.
So it's kind of like the double-edged sword. It's not great that I'm in this like limbo, but I do love what loving someone I couldn't have gave me. Like it strengthened the way I love, and I'm able to love in my own way. So even if it was just for that reason, I don't know,
Do you feel like you need that answer from her, though? Of like, even if the answer is what you don't want, for you to actually be able to move on and have a deep relationship with somebody else?
It's a great question. I don't know.
I think you got to do it, brother. Listen, you're on the balance beam. It's time for
Yeah.
you to do the flip. All right, you're either going to land and get a high score or you're getting bronze.
Well, either way, it's a win. You either get what you want, or like what you think you want, which is a relationship with her, or you have the freedom to be like, okay, I truly need to like let go of this person who has been such a big mind share and part of my heart. And you can still be friends. You can still think of her highly.
Totally.
But if it's not going to happen, you're 34. Like, you want to find somebody else.
Yeah.
Should we call her?
Oh my God. Hey, it would just be just us. Like, hey, what up?
Like, we need to
Just act
talk.
like they should know who we are.
We
What's
need
going
to
on?
talk to you. We have some questions
Yeah.
about your friend David.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's been in a
maybe
horrible
volume 2.
accident. He listed you as the emergency contact.
Her reaction will tell us everything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Would it? That's interesting. Maybe we should.
No.
So let's talk about. Should we talk about future prospects
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
Let's talk about you getting out in the wild. All right. Are you going up? Are you approaching women?
When there's like a warm intro, yeah,
A
I probably
warm
I don't. I
What
don't,
does
I
that
probably-
mean?
Like if we're friends of friends, if we're at the same party, like
love
I
a friends of a
probably
friend.
right, probably not.
But that's not a cold approach. That's not a stranger.
Yeah, no. Well, they're strangers to me.
Do you have a
but
guy in your group who's willing to be sort of the first man off the boat? and
got
kind
many
of,
friends
and go
like that.
right in, and
Yeah.
then he goes, "Hey, David, come here.
Yeah.
Meet the." Does that
David
count?
can't rely
Yeah,
on his
totally.
friend. He needs to be the first man off the boat.
He doesn't have to be. It's a good way. I mean,
But
I'm
what,
always
he can't
the
always
first.
have a wingman.
I love being the guy that just sees the group of girls and I'm like, "Hello, ladies. What do
Yeah.
you guys want to drink? Margarita's too expensive. How about beer?"
Luckily, my friends and I are those guys, those
Great.
pump up men.
Pump up. You
Or-
gotta get pumped.
So do you
Yeah.
approach okay? So if it's a friend of a friend, you feel more confident. But what if you're at a bar and it's a totally random person, or at the library, or at a workout class?
Yeah, no, I've never really done that.
Okay, that's a problem.
Couple times maybe, but none even come to mind where it's just super cold approach, and I'm like, oh wow, I saw you from across the room, and I thought you were gorgeous.
What's
Yeah.
holding you back there?
I have a few good stories, but they're
Okay.
stories at the end of the day.
Their story.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
they're
Tell us.
excuses.
Their excuses.
Well, also when I look at myself with this with this girl from forever ago, it's like how convenient that I never like put myself in a position to either like work on having a relationship with her or actually move forward. So I'm
Do
pretty.
you feel like you fear rejection?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's hard.
yeah, because part of me asked that girl, not part of me, all of me asked that girl if she loved me the same way I loved her, and she said no.
When was that?
When we were one of the conversations over the 4 years we were talking on the phone, and yeah, I called it the L word for a while because I was just like, I'm not worthy of that kind of love.
Oh, brother.
So,
no, stop that. We're all
Just
worthy
because
of that.
one woman doesn't feel the same way as you, most women aren't going to feel the same way you feel about them, because most people aren't going to end up being your person. That's just the reality of dating and meeting people. If you approach enough women, you're going to face a lot of rejection. It's just part of finding the woman it is going to work out with. So you can't let any one woman's opinion of you affect how you feel about yourself.
It's also fun to get rejected. I find it to be very cathartic. You can just be like, you're like,
Explain
you don't
that
want,
to me
you don't want to
more."
hook up with me? Pfft, all right, whatever. Loser. It'd be like,
You're lost.
you're lost. I rock.
Yeah.
It's about being like, it's the confidence, bro. 'Cause
I
if you're
don't.
But you have
I
to
think
believe
my
that.
confidence is
Fucking
one thing. What I worry about is making women uncomfortable.
Oh.
Like one of my excuses is I have an orphanage that rescues kids from trafficking in Mexico. I'm on the
You
board.
have an
I'm on the board of directors. I don't physically do the.
You
but
traffic the kids in Mexico.
almost.
That's really amazing. You are a part of an organization that
Yeah.
rescues kids from
International Network of Hearts, and the work they do.
I don't think that's what he
is
said, though.
Amazing.
Puts kids in traffic.
So I have pretty vulnerable conversations with them. I know it's not similar to what I'm doing.
You're worried
cold
women
approaching.
you're worried that women are going to think you're trafficking them?
them.
No, I can just see how awful it is when a girl feels uncomfortable.
I think-
and I just wouldn't ever want to be the reason for that. So the second I feel like she's not into me, I'm like, okay, and then I just
But it doesn't even sound like you're giving her that shot because
Yeah.
you're not even approaching her.
I think most women will let you know. And then just be like, hey, I'm not in her. And then you're like, all right.
And let me also
And
say
then it's
this.
also like a stranger. You're like, okay, it's not like I didn't like do anything crazy. I wasn't being like verbally assaulting. I wasn't like any
Okay.
of that. So you're just like,
Actually,
all right.
that's a great point. Like these people that I'm thinking about aren't fully strangers; they're friends of friends. So,
but you need to start approaching strangers.
strangers?
Yes, we're not capping your like access to
Pool,
friends
yeah.
of friends. No,
Okay.
no. But what I would say is the type of guy who's worried about being creepy or worried about making a woman uncomfortable,
Yeah.
they're not the problem.
No.
Like you are, if that is even a thought in your head, you're not going to make her uncomfortable because you're aware, you're self-aware, you are in tune with what she's feeling. If you're not, are you going to approach a girl from behind in a dark alley?
Definitely not. Yeah.
See, like then we're good.
Okay.
If
well,
you are approaching
yeah.
and you're not touching her physically and you're smiling and you're making eye contact and you're having polite conversations, which are all things that you, David, are capable of, then it doesn't mean she's going to be romantically interested in you. She very well might not be, but you're not going to make her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. You might just have like a conversation and then you're like, all right, well, great to meet you. Smell you later. All right, bye. I mean, yeah, dude, that's crazy. Like, I know women that have been trafficked, and I don't want to do that.
Like, I don't think you're gonna make anybody feel.
I just want to let you know I'm not going to traffic you.
Obviously, that's an extreme example. But yeah, I guess just having many vulnerable conversations with women, it's kind of stuck to me that, I wouldn't want to be that guy that makes her feel that way.
That would also be like a funny opening line. It's like, as someone who supports women who have been trafficked, I want to be aware of your feelings. So if this makes you uncomfortable, please, like,
I just want to let you know I'm not going to do that. What are you drinking, huh?
Sending the hype man to.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't use that as your opener either. But I think I feel like you're right. Those are excuses, but it's coming from a place of your fear of rejection.
Yeah, and I think the more I'm aware of them, the more it becomes an option if I want to lean into that excuse or not. And more and more, I'm like, I see it's an excuse. So is this something where I just feel like nervous, or should I turn that nervousness into excitement? So I'm leaning more and more into the excitement, and leaning more into all of it, trying to.
Where are the type of places that you see women you're attracted to that you could approach a woman?
Oh man, another great question.
You have any third spaces? You know what a third space is?
No, it's a third space.
Oh, explain
Third
that.
space is similar to, like, okay, you have your house, then you have your job, so like the soccer field. What's the third place that you go? Maybe like a coffee shop where you hang out, or like a maybe a pottery studio where you're doing some pottery.
Do you do pottery?
No, there's a pottery spot
You
near
do pottery.
yoga studio.
Pottery's horny as
Do you do
hell.
yoga?
Yeah, love it. But it's just like it's a new thing for me. So I'm just
Yoga.
jealous.
Yoga's
So
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yoga and pottery. Just go to
Yoga and pottery.
throw
pottery.
some clay and then hit up a yoga class. You'll be surrounded by beautiful women in both of those places.
Pilates.
You can always chat people up in yoga because, like, at some point the yogi will say, like, "Hey, introduce yourself to the person next to you."
I love when they do that at classes, but they
Yeah.
don't always do that.
They don't.
Yeah, I know. Then you could turn to the person next. You're all sweat. If you're all vulnerable. You're all in like one position. You turn to them and you go, "I'm not going to traffic you."
Should just get a shirt at this point.
All right, I'm done with that. All right, I'm done with that bit. That's a funny bit.
Okay, so it sounds like you are starting to go to these places, but as of late, you haven't approached anybody. So you need to get to a point where you feel confident enough approaching. I think we should practice some approaching. So let's say Alec here is a beautiful, sweaty woman at yoga. Yoga is ending. How might you approach her?
Oh, man.
Wow. Can you smell me the same way? Sorry.
No, that's a good line.
Is it? It's implying she's smelly.
That's funny.
I mean, I love there was one post you made about asking a girl to take a picture. I actually always did that, but never asked for the phone number. Like I'd be like, "Hey, can you take a picture of me or me and my friends?"
And then you would just be like, "Okay, bye." Yay, she touched my phone.
Oh my gosh, like.
Yeah, dude, that's funny, honestly. I think joking, making a joke, and then this is also, you got to take my advice with like jokes with a grain of salt, because like I am constantly bombing in front of strangers all the time, and or people that I'm like, that I know and love in conversation. So I have no problem just utterly blowing it. But, like, it is fun. I don't know, man. I think it'd be funny if you, like, yeah, I'm smelling my pits, and you just go, me next. And you just say it in a confident way, dude. I think women most of the time would be like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, but then you have to wait for a woman to smell her pits. What are the chances of that happening? Have you ever seen a woman smelling her pits at yoga?
All the real ones do. I mean, I know
great.
some real ones. That's a real woman. That's a woman you want who's unabashed and be like, damn, I reek.
But I think your point is, like, spot on. As a comedian, if you don't bomb, you're not a comedian, because like you have to have those experiences to figure out what's funny. And it's the same with approaching. If you never get rejected, you certainly aren't approaching enough women, because everybody gets rejected.
Everybody gets
Even
turned.
Leonardo DiCaprio gets rejected.
Yeah, but like making it a muscle where you're comfortable bombing in front of your family and friends, I still am not there because I haven't had those reps. So it's a great point you make. Yeah.
Well, I think step one is just identifying the places, those third locations
Yeah.
that you can go and you can practice. And I've given this advice before, but I think it's really helpful if you take the pressure off of approaching by telling yourself, okay, I can't ask for her phone number. The point of approaching is not actually to get a date. The point of approaching is just to make somebody smile, just to meet somebody new, just to find out her name. So that really you're focused on the present. You're listening to what she's saying. You're not focused on, okay, how can I get her phone number? How can I get something from her?
That's
It's
a great
just
shift.
the reps of walking up to somebody and starting
Yeah.
a conversation.
Yeah, because it feels like I'm like a recovering romantic because I'm like, oh, if this conversation goes well, is that 20 fucking years where we're gonna have to play this game? So that's a great like perspective.
You also
shift.
need to use the cruise girl as a learning that you aren't going to let somebody, and I'm not judging like this has formed you, you said, and you're appreciative of the experiences that came from it, but you're not going to hang on to somebody who isn't ready to give you the romantic relationship you want.
That's just
That's
not
just
gonna
baseline.
happen. Yeah.
I'm not looking for a friend. I'm not looking for 3-hour conversations. I'm not looking to go on a family cruise together unless we are married and we're taking our kids on the cruise. It's like you are either romantically interested in me or you're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think also, dude, expectations are going to be the biggest killer. Just every time, I mean, even if like, if you expect like, okay, I really hope this goes well and it doesn't, you'll be crushed. I think just having zero expectations every time. And I think why I mentioned the third spaces is because all those interactions where you're not expecting anything, then you're more likely, like if you go there all the time, you're probably like seeing people that also go to this place all the time. So then it just turns into like, no, I'm just having coffee with my friend. And like, oh, she's also hot. And like, hey, let's fucking take this to a bar next time. You know, then it just becomes way easier.
Yeah. As we're having this conversation, I'm realizing how little time I actually spend in those third places.
You need time to hang out, dude. Nobody hangs out anymore.
Yeah.
I love hanging out. It's the only thing I do.
All the hanging out.
I chill.
Hang
dude,
out
I
and get
marinate,
rejected.
I pool. I do all the stuff, dude.
Are you on dating apps?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm on
let's
the
see your dating app profile.
Okay. You want me to actually?
Yeah.
Bust it out? Cool.
I'm a little worried about this crunchy sound.
I know. I keep touching it. I'm like sensory
All right.
overload over here. I want to hold it though.
Here.
Oh, wow, you've got all of them. You've got Bumble,
Bumble is
you've got
probably the main
Hinge, you've
one.
got Tinder.
Field.
Okay, let's see your profile.
Yeah.
You look like a
Nice.
wholesome guy there. I don't love the hat in your first photo, but the background is nice. You've got a nice smile, nice eye contact, entrepreneur. 5'9", I see we rounded up. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Okay, your first 2 photos are selfies.
I like the second one better than the first one.
I think they like change it automatically. Every time I try to move the hat picture to like a different, like.
You
Wait,
can't
are you at a
move?
concert or where are you?
Soccer game.
Yeah.
That is a
that's,
soccer game?
No, that's Rose Bowl Rufus.
Whoa, Rufus.
I mean, it's kind of weird because like the floor seats are packed, but then like all the seats are empty. This is very close up.
Like too close?
Yeah, too close. I would did you crop somebody else out?
No, it's just so like I
Back it up.
need to.
Is this old? I
other-
like your hair. I like the
It's
long
a good
hair.
hair.
Yeah.
Good
I like the
locks.
flower behind the ear. The photo itself is a little low quality. Look, is it an older photo?
Yeah.
Okay. You need better photos. How come you only have 4?
Are there any prompts? What are the prompts?
Yeah. An essential to a successful first date is time slips away.
Whoa, good one.
Romantic.
Teach me something about Forest Ranch.
Forest Ranch. That's where I just moved to.
Where's that?
Yeah, like North County, San Diego.
North
Okay, this
County.
sucks.
My
This
roommate's from Poway. You know
Wait,
where
no
that is?
offense.
That's right.
This is a D-.
Oh.
Don't
good.
be mean to
No,
him.
no. I want the
I'm
truth.
being helpful.
We should reconstruct it right now. We should
Okay,
You
so
need
you say
better
different
photos.
pictures.
You
Well, what
need-
kind of pictures?
selfies closer to your face.
No.
I think you should just do one piece of your face at a time so that people.
They have to screenshot.
Yeah,
and
they have
play-
to
and
screenshot
puzzle them
it.
together.
I think that's fun.
No.
I have professional like pictures I took for my website, but I didn't want to put those
Like
on there.
one, okay, you can't have 4 professional photos, but one professional photo of you playing. I love an idea of you playing soccer in one.
Okay,
Like soccer's
yeah.
a huge part of your life.
Athlete.
Yeah.
Like I like these backgrounds, like the travel. It looks like you're traveling, you're someplace. Like these are in theory good. I don't mind this because you look really friendly, but I just if they were backed up a little bit, and at a concert's cool, but it's just like giving weird vibes because there's nobody else around.
Honestly, those were just the only pictures I had in my photo.
It looks
that
like
were
it.
only me.
Yeah, that looks like it. And then your prompts need to tell us something about you. Don't be asking for help on where you just moved. That's not like a selling point of, oh, let me take this guy under my wing because he knows nothing about the place he lives.
It would be
that's
fun.
definitely not what I wanted
message
to
me
give
if you
off,
want to
yeah.
know the best taco spot in Forest Ranch.
Yeah, bring me to the worst place you know in Forest Ranch. Bring
Yeah.
me to an awful spot.
Okay,
I want to have a
so
bad time.
the theme I'm getting is keep it more lighthearted.
Open your hinge. Okay, let's see. You have some chats going. Let's see.
I
actually
think
how
you should just listen. I haven't been on a dating app in about 7 years, but what I would
Congratulations.
always do is post the craziest shit possible just to get responses. Okay, because I think at the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you're a handsome
stand
guy,
out.
the minute you put like a great picture on there, you're golden, right? But the prompts is what people will always go to. And if you want to get an interesting, spicy conversation going, place you're most likely to see me at. The police station, you know? My fetish is looking suspicious. Something like that. There you go. Take that one. That's an easy one.
That is a good. I
funny.
do like the idea of making somebody laugh. You just need to make sure it's in line with your sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a conversation you're having with a woman. You actually start off good. One of her prompts is, what's the last thing that made you smile? You say traveling. You just got back from Austin. She asks why you were there. You said you were there for a small business conference. Okay, we got a flex there. I'm a small business
You ever heard of it?
owner.
Business, pens, papers, money.
Traveling.
Then she says she got a puppy. You congratulate her. And then you say, would it be better to
Oh,
meet
this one,
before
yeah.
or after you get your new puppy? She said she's getting it. She said, I'm swamped this week and next, maybe after the holidays. Happy face. Okay, that's like kind of weak. Again, we're focusing on cutting off women who aren't putting in the romantic effort.
Yeah.
You say, sounds good. Did you pick a name yet? She doesn't answer. Then you message her on Christmas, Merry Christmas. She says same to you. Then you message her on New Year's, Happy New Year's. At this point, we're just like a breadcrumbing relationship. We are looking for less chit-chatting, like we
Yeah.
saw with the cruise girl, and
Yeah.
more, are we willing to put in the effort and meet up? So,
Yeah, and that's why I kept I'm not playing the game where I'm gonna wait for her to respond.
Of course.
I'm just gonna send her the message and be
Send
like,
her the
"Are
message.
we moving along
Right away.
Or-
Maybe did you move along too quick, do you think?
no, I don't think
Ask-
she did. She's either interested or she's not.
Very much so.
Well, so
Okay.
like in that example, would you keep waiting?
No, we're moving on.
You did the right thing.
Like, what do you? You
Okay,
just
rather
leave it
than
as is,
wishing
unmatched?
her
What
a
do you-
Merry Christmas, because she said maybe after the holidays, I would have said, cool, have a great holiday. I'll check in the new year.
Oh,
And then
okay.
not texted her again. And then in the new year, you could check in and say, hey, how are your holidays? You pick a name for your puppy yet? I'd still love to take you out I'd still love to take you out.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
And then
Yeah.
she either says yes or she says no, or she doesn't answer, or she doesn't give you a committal. And if she doesn't give
Yeah.
you a committal response, then you move on.
Well, I could see how giving that response would put me in a better position to check in later instead of it feeling weird. And
Yeah, I'm a big fan of just set the expectation. Same thing if you plan a date. Like, let's say you plan a date and it's because of schedules, it's 2 weeks out. Do not spend 2 weeks texting her.
Yeah.
Do not be checking in. Good morning, good night. You don't know this person. She's a stranger. You have better things to focus on in your life. Tell her, I'm really looking forward to meeting you in 2 weeks. I'll check in the week of to confirm final details. And
Love
then
that,
you're
yeah.
setting the expectation that, like, so she's not like, oh, this guy forgot about me. It's no, you're living your life. You don't know her yet. And then you check in when you said you were going to check in, confirm the plan, and then you see if there's a connection in person. Let's look at
Totally
your
right.
Hinge.
yeah,
It's totally right. That's what I was going to say, all that, actually. Nailed it.
it took it right out of my mouth. Hinge, okay. Haven't been here in a while.
Are you also just DMing girls on Instagram? I think that's the best dating app you got. Just being like,
That
hey,
really depends on what, like, for you, your Instagram's firing, you're a comedian, you have stuff, but, like, most guys don't have a good Instagram.
Do
so-
you want to see my Instagram and give me advice?
Yeah,
there, too?
actually, do that.
While we're at
make
it.
it public. Say I'm a life coach for 85-year-olds.
Let's make sure we're on the same page about eating egg rolls does not mean you like sushi.
Okay.
See, the comedian gets
All
it.
right.
Okay, good.
No, he did not laugh.
No?
I
Okay.
smiled. You gave a
But
bit
I
of
also
chagrin.
I feel
yeah.
like advertising that you don't like sushi like isn't a win for most
Wait,
women.
what?
I
No,
think
I
make it
do like
crazy.
sushi.
Make it crazy,
Wait,
dude. You
eating
just
egg
gotta say
rolls does not
crazy
mean you
shit.
like sushi.
Okay, so it's just a bad
I don't
prompt.
get it. Am I like missing something?
Well, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, for our
You don't wanna
first date, you
complain,
should say like for our
explain the
first date,
joke.
you could put me in handcuffs and put me to your radiator in the basement for a week, or like something nuts. Just do crazy guy
I'm a
shit.
10 but obsessed with soccer.
You need to get attention, and then you go like, "LOL, what's your deal?" And then you go, "Nah, I'm just messing around. Let's go get tapas."
Your prompts don't really make sense. I'm a 10 but obsessed with soccer. I recently discovered that I cut off all my hair.
Oh, man.
Okay,
yeah, it's
my
been a
pet
while since
peeve
I've
is a
been on.
picture of a man in a life vest or a helmet. There is nothing less sexy than a man in a helmet or a life vest. I'm not saying don't wear a helmet
Yeah, no,
or
I
don't
get
wear
it.
a life vest. Like, sure, safety first, but just not in your dating app profile. It is gives the ick.
She wants you to drown.
Yeah. Do not be safe.
Don't be safe.
Dating
You
is dangerous.
Like you're also like these are all selfies. So basically
Yeah.
you just need to get more photos. It seems like you do cool stuff. It seems like you travel. It seems like these are all like in interesting places. But like next time toss your phone to your friend and get a photo of yourself.
I think you should
Okay.
start like going on Microsoft Paint with your pictures and like putting like weird clip art on there.
Well, now
Like
with
a
AI,
horse.
but
Nah,
anything-
No,
No
no
AI.
AI photos.
I agree.
No
No AI, I
AI
agree.
photos.
Definitely no AI, but clip art for sure. Put like a random
Oh,
horse
you
in
literally have no matches to dissect. Or
Yeah, I haven't
conversation.
even
You haven't been
opened
on in a while?
Hinged in a while. I mean,
there.
Bumble is.
I could.
How do we feel about this Android? Because I'd also support you getting an iPhone.
Just for
All
the
right, now
blue
you're coming
chat.
after the guy's phone.
Okay, well, we can assume your Tinder is in the same boat. You need new photos and you need better prompts. That your prompt should be an insight into how you spend your time, who you are. Give specific details about things that she could connect to, things that could make her smile, things that are going to be interesting to her. Not like, I'm obsessed with soccer. What's she going to do with that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm obsessed with the melding of sports and minds and how that can support you in all areas of your life. Like something that's
Interesting.
specific to you.
Yeah, what if you were life
Oh,
coaching
you
me
think
right now? You ready?
actually going more in depth and in detail? with
being
those
more
prompts?
specific.
The most
Yeah,
specific
not
you can.
long necessarily,
right.
but just like
Specific, gotcha.
yeah, like not I'm obsessed with soccer, like I'm obsessed with the smell of fresh cut grass on the green before a soccer game.
Yeah.
Or, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
It's a good
like-
idea.
Okay.
And remember, dude, you're not doing this to get more matches, which ultimately it's going to be good, but it's about you. Like, who are you? Show us. Do you know what I mean? Show everybody, because you're a fucking great guy, and the world wants to see it. So just like that's the biggest thing. Like we're not doing this to like placate everybody. I think that's probably what this past thing was just I want to cast a wide net. I don't want to be specific so that everybody
By
feels
not
That's
being
100%,
specific, you're
yeah.
not talking to anybody.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that.
By talking to everybody, you're not talking to anybody.
Yeah, that's definitely when I was setting it up. That's how I felt. Like I was just like, once I match with someone, then I'll filter them out.
Yeah, no. Because you're as a man, you're not gonna get any matches unless you have a killer profile, which means interesting and fun prompts. It means great photos. It means swiping selectively and sending fun opening messages. So right now, it feels like, of course, you're struggling to meet new people. Well, not only let's like put aside you're hung up on Cruise Girl, but you also just aren't getting any shots on goal because you're not getting matches with your C-D profile, and you're not.
D.
It was a
dude.
D- before.
I know, now it's C-.
I
We're
was
moving
like,
up.
What did I say it was? Because your Hinge one was like a little bit better than your Bumble one, so that's why I'm like,
Oh, really?
okay, we're
Oh,
at a
wow,
we're
okay.
at a D+, C-. But then you're also not approaching women because you're not spending enough time in places where you could even see women to approach. So
Yeah.
before like step 1. We have to release Cruise Woman. And then step 2 is you need to get in front of more women, both online and offline.
Yeah.
This is good. We should be life coaches.
I mean, this is.
Well, I am a dating coach.
She's like, I don't know about you.
That's why we're here.
He's having fun.
I'm having a good time, dude. You're like one of those
You
Andy
should be
Elliott
a coach,
guys.
too.
You know those guys, the bald dude who's just like, get up,
Oh,
show me your abs. I'm gonna start doing that for dating.
Okay, and then how many first dates have you been on recently? What do you typically do on a first date?
Yeah, like coffee, smoothie, tea, and then a walk like on the
beach.
La Jolla Shores.
Ooh.
Beautiful,
Kind of like
pretty.
my go-to first date.
How do you feel like first dates typically go?
Pretty good. I
You're not to brag.
No, I just
but-
like my thing is I guess I have a hard time knowing when a girl is actually into me.
Because you're always scared of making them uncomfortable.
Yeah, like this last date I went on, the girl was like,
Wait,
so
where'd you meet her?
friends party.
Okay, great.
Good.
That's how I meet like
Okay, that's
yeah,
good though.
80%
That's
of
good.
the women I've been on dates with in the past couple of years. She's like, so are you gonna kiss me?
Oh my God, she
And
had
I
to
was
ask.
just like, yeah, I was just like the fact that she had to ask, and what made it worse is even then I was like, oh wow, I had no idea she was interested. Like even looking back, I was like, where would I have?
You should, if a woman is opted into going on a date with you, she is romantically interested in you. So I'm not saying like proceed without any caution and just go for the kiss, but assume she likes you. And especially if you're laying the groundwork throughout the date, it's like, here's another thing. If you've never touched her and then you go for the kiss, like that can feel awkward.
Yeah.
So from the top of the date, greet her with a warm hug. Throughout the date, can you touch her hand, her shoulder? Are you touching her lower back? How does she respond to that
those
touch?
little-
Does
yeah.
she touch you back? Does
Touch
she
her face. Wipe food off her mouth. Okay, in public. They love when you do that.
When you lean in,
you go,
does
oh, you're a
she
messy
lean in?
little girl. Say that.
When you lean in, does she lean in? When you pick up those signs, and if those signs are
yeah.
there, then go for the kiss. The fact that she had to ask for the kiss.
Yeah, it's not even
Was
the
there a
first
second
time.
date? It's not the first time.
No.
Are you gonna remember all this, by the way? Because if you
You
don't
can
do
rewatch that.
It's
episode.
recorded.
good point.
right?
You better fucking have this saved on your Spotify. All right.
Do you okay, was there a second date from that woman?
Yeah,
Sweet.
And then what happened?
and then I think because of like the initial awkwardness, yeah, actually thinking back, she wasn't like a very like touchy person, and I like to be. So I went to her place and we were sitting on the couch and it was freezing, and she was sitting on the other side with her blanket, and I was just like on the other side, just sitting there, and I was like,
Well, did you make a move?
Yeah, you should have been like, give me some of
No.
that blanket.
Why? But that's on you. It's on the man. Like most women, like, okay, great. Some women make the move. Would that be ideal if she made the move? Yeah, if she invited you to come snuggle under her blanket. But you have to be the one to make. Burr, it's cold in here. You mind if I share that blanket with you?
"Brr, okay."
Burr, it's cold.
Wait, you're gonna leave me out here with no blanket? Come on, give me
Yeah,
some blanket.
no, I could definitely. I want to start being more
It's just
Assertive.
The worst.
is
The
the word.
worst. I mean, the worst thing you can hear is no, and like stop, and then you just go okay, because you know in your heart
Yeah.
of hearts, you know, are you acting maliciously?
Yeah, no.
What are your
My intention is
intentions?
What are your
great.
intentions?
Yeah, the intention is always what it comes back
Okay.
to. Yeah.
I think you're being way too passive.
You're being dude.
way too passive.
Get out there, be like, yeah, dude, I'm a fucking life coach.
And I think part of that is like you need to truly believe that you're worthy, that you deserve love, that you, just because this one woman for the last 2 decades hasn't been able to see everything you bring to the table and doesn't see you romantically, is not an indication of how every woman feels about you.
Yeah, totally.
And if you're not putting yourself out there and you're not taking the lead and you're not being assertive, then these other women, you're not even giving them the shot to see you as a romantic partner.
Do you want to give them the shot, David?
Yeah.
Hey, are you ready to give them a penalty shot? You know who's the
I'm
goalie?
a
Hey, you
keeper.
know who's the goalie in this? Your own insecurity.
Yeah.
Okay? Time to fucking get yourself a little golazzo. You know what I mean?
Wow, you guys are really good at bringing it back to soccer. I love this.
We're professionals, brother.
No, I think that would, I think that would change everything for you.
Yeah.
And I don't know for sure if you like have to hear no from the cruise girl to like be able to fully let her go, or if you can just see that like, okay, we've had 2 decades. If it was gonna happen, it would have happened by now. But I think you do need to let her go.
Yeah, that's what you said. Just I was not asking the question to get the answer to keep this cycle of
Maybe it's
whatever.
possible.
Yeah, but it was just like it was a thing my ego was doing to keep me safe from feeling that shame I felt when I didn't feel loved. So
You probably say this to a lot of your clients, man. Does safety encourage growth?
I don't, but that's good.
Safety doesn't.
You can use that at work
Yeah.
too.
Safety doesn't encourage growth, kid.
Yeah.
Kid. Older than me.
No. Oh, I am.
But it
You have
doesn't.
to get
I
uncomfortable.
know the
Yeah,
gray
you
hairs
have.
throws people off. I'm 15.
There's no growth without the risk, and that's
Yeah.
like same with that's approaching is a lot of risk. Not the risk that you're gonna make someone uncomfortable, but the risk that you're gonna hear no and that you're gonna be rejected.
That's the
You got to get comfortable with rejection.
yeah.
If your client wasn't going out for varsity soccer or wasn't like taking that shot on goal, you would tell them like, take the shot. You're never gonna make it if you don't kick the ball at the goal. You know.
Miss 100% of the shots we don't take.
Yeah.
Just
Was that Wayne
been
Gretzky?
Yeah.
Michael
afraid
Scott.
to shoot. So yeah, and miss.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm excited for this next journey. I think you're gonna do great. Let's do a pickup line scenario right now,
Yeah.
shall you? All right, so I'm at the bar. Ready?
Okay.
Go ahead. Just
Oh gosh. All right. I'm cringing at all my pickup lines. Oh,
Well, just approach
That's a
me.
really nice woman's watch. Where'd you get that?
oh, thanks. My
Oh my gosh.
yeah, my mother, she choked on a piece of omelet 2 weeks ago. So just buried her.
Oh.
It's from her estate. It's pretty nice. Reminds me of the old gal. We didn't find her for about a week.
Oh.
Yeah, the cats got her.
And all
So-
that was left was this watch. Wow.
Yeah, that's the way she wanted to go, believe it or not. This is Blaine, this is my friend. Been
Oh.
looking at you.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm Marge.
oh.
Nice to meet ya.
I guess it did.
You got a
get
firm
the-
handshake, fella.
Just trying to match.
I know what you're thinking here. Definitely play for the other team. Wrong.
Oh,
And the guys like you.
Marge.
Yeah. You ever been
Price.
held by your ankles?
Or squished between thighs.
Would you like to be?
Okay.
All right,
Maybe
so-
not their most realistic depiction of how
I-
David's approaches are gonna go.
You don't know.
Okay,
LA
my
is a
turn.
different
My
place.
turn. My turn. Approach me.
Oh.
Okay. Do it for real now.
That's
Set the scene. Where are we?
Okay. We're at a dive bar.
Oh,
all right.
perfect.
We're at a dive bar. The Christmas lights are still up. She's drinking a vodka soda. You've got a Bud Light bottle in your hand. You guys have locked eyes a couple times
Okay.
throughout the night, and you're with your friends. So you're going to go up, and you need to get a new beer anyway. So you're
Okay.
just going to saddle up
I'm
right
sitting
next
at the
to her,
bar.
okay?
Okay.
Go ahead. And go. Cut. All right. Here's what I need you to do.
Okay.
Okay. Believe in yourself. Find yourself in this role.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
You are David, right? What are you doing? What's your purpose? What's your role here?
Make her smile.
No.
Oh shit.
Be yourself.
Oh, all right. That's easy.
And you know what the second thing is?
Huh.
Have fun. Okay.
Okay.
What's
Two
the third
things
thing?
I forget.
Yeah. What's the third thing? Meet somebody new.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Those are the only three things you're worrying about.
It's a hard
Say
test.
them back to me right now.
Be myself.
Yep. Second thing.
Have fun.
Yep. Third
Meet
thing.
someone new.
Okay. All right. Everybody know their places. Good. You're doing great. Keep it up. All right. And go.
Hey, nice tattoo of a cactus on your wrist. Did you
Oh.
celebrate
Thank you.
Christmas with a cactus instead of a Christmas tree?
No.
No?
No.
So you had a normal Christmas tree?
Yep, I did have a normal Christmas tree, a fake one, but it's a nice one.
Was it decorated better than this bar?
There are a lot of lights in here. I definitely fell short on the light game, but I do have some pretty good ornaments.
Here's your Bud Light, man.
Oh, thanks.
No problem.
What are you drinking?
Vodka soda.
Do you need another one?
No, I think I'm okay right now.
Okay, when you do. Oh, dang.
Okay, okay. So my biggest piece of feedback there is you're jumping from topic to topic. So I don't actually mind the comment about the tattoo is a nice jumping off point, but I would say, what's the meaning behind it? Ask about like, oh, how long have you had it? What does it mean? I see where you're going with the decorating. You're kind of like being playful and teasing, and it wasn't terrible, but
Yeah.
then where are you going to
But
go
it's
from
aimless,
there?
yeah.
Yeah, it's not letting you learn anything about me.
Mm.
Also,
And-
like, how loud can you talk?
Yeah, you need to talk
You know
with a
how
little
loud I
more
am right now?
assertiveness.
Get loud.
All right.
It's a bar. Yeah, just like that. Just be like that. All right, be like, hey.
I would
Is that
agree.
a-
A
is
little
it-
more gumption in
Gumption.
your voice.
Gumption.
So like, I came
Yeah.
over here to talk to
Like,
you.
I deserve to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
also, he had said we were making eyes at each other, or we'd made eye contact. That is the easiest
Easy.
opening line that you can use. Hey, we made eye contact, and I don't think we've met before. My name's David. What's your name?
Oh wow, that is a great line.
Easy.
Yeah, easy. Or you just go up and say, like, I saw you were eyeing me down from across there. What's your deal?
So I figured I would come over
yeah.
and say hello.
Saw you eye fucking me over there. What's your problem?
I don't know if that's David's vibe. You need to, and like, here's the biggest thing, like, whatever you do say, like, don't copy what we're telling you word for word. Figure out what feels true to you and what
Yeah.
feels authentic to you and feels like it's in your voice.
Yeah.
And then say that at a volume slightly higher than you typically talk.
Well, okay, if we were thinking of like a template in my mind, if I am doing a cold approach, I'm thinking of something I see.
What's she wearing? What's she
Right,
holding? What's she
tattoo,
doing?
whatever it is, watch. Is that a good approach? Is there like should
Yeah,
I
a
be more
situational approach can be great. So like you said, what's she wearing? Is there something you can comment on that's actually unique? Like commenting like, oh, that's a nice dress is kind of like weird for like a man to
Yeah.
say. But if it's like she has really unique sneakers and like you're a big sneaker guy, or if she's wearing a cool cowgirl hat and you call her like howdy cowgirl, you know? Like
Okay.
if you can play off something and make it flirty, then that works. Same with okay, if she's holding a coffee cup and you're at a park and you're like, I'm actually needing my caffeine fix. Where did you get that? Like there
Yeah.
are questions
Yeah.
that you can ask based on the situation, and that can work really well. Or like use the eye contact. Or like, hey, I saw you from over there, and I don't think we've met before. Or I saw you from over there, and I think you're really cute, so I wanted to introduce myself. If you can't think of anything, it's always something that's good to have in your back pocket.
I almost like how direct that is without because when I do use something else as like an entry, you said it's aimless. What am I trying to aim at? Just making them smile? What does it
No. You're
depend?
trying to introduce yourself and have some fun. You got to remember, man, stranger. If it doesn't go well, who cares? You're gonna go back to your friend group and still have a good time.
And it's
Yeah.
one less person
And
you
it's-
need to worry about approaching.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, but you shot your shot. You can never say you didn't try.
Yeah.
That's the big dude. Because you have to like, not every interaction, not every consequence is going to be this long drawn out thing like the situation.
Most
you had
aren't.
before. And
Yeah.
probably none of them will. Okay.
And and if they are heading in that direction, then you need to cut it.
yeah, dude. Because
We're not getting in another 2-decade long.
Yeah,
Maybe we
that's
are,
interesting.
maybe we aren't.
But it's just have fun with it, man. Like you are yourself. You have to believe in yourself and just have fun. Because and if she just goes, yeah, I actually have a boyfriend, I have a husband, I have whatever. All right.
I'm not interested.
No,
in
no
you.
problem. All right, see ya. Like,
Yeah, the more this
Great.
conversation goes
Have a
on, the
nice
more I
day.
realize I am putting way more pressure than I
yeah,
thought
there's no pressure,
on
dude.
even
It
just
doesn't
the conversation.
matter.
Take
Yeah.
the pressure
The
off.
biggest thing is like when you have no pressure and you're a confident guy because you're just having fun anyway, bro. Life is you literally.
Well, and women pick up on that too.
Yeah.
Right, that's
you're
exactly
easy
what I'm
breezy. You're
thinking.
fun. You're not after something from them. You're just a cool guy who wants to meet other people.
just mosey up next to the chick at a bar. Just be like, "What do you want? Anything?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay," because I'm asking all the smoke shows here if they need a drink. So,
I like that.
no
These
worries.
are
yeah.
all great lines. All right.
Okay, David, I feel like we've covered some really good ground. You're an awesome guy. You bring so much to the table, and I think it's a matter of gaining the confidence to be putting yourself out there, not fearing rejection, and then going out and doing it. And if you do that, you're going to find someone who's going to be excited to be with you.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Do you fucking believe in yourself? Yes or no?
Definitely.
Say it like you mean it.
Yes.
Can you say it
Louder.
like you fucking mean it, please?
Yes.
Yes,
talking
we
about.
believe in you, David.
You gotta show up to places and put your fucking balls on the table, okay?
Ew, the visual.
Literally take it out and do like that. That's what you need to be doing.
Alec, thank you for being here with us.
Oh,
You
it's a
provided
pleasure.
amazing advice. Where can people find you?
On Instagram, Big Al Flynn. Check out my podcast, Big Al's Grill ASMR on YouTube. It's a very chill grilling podcast where we talk about, socialism and crazy shit. So check it out.
Sweet. Thank you so much, David. Thank you for being vulnerable and open and honest with us. Subscribe and get in touch if you're interested in coming on for us to audit your dating life or if you're in need of coaching or matchmaking. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
My God.
Great, David. I meant every word of it. You're a catch.
I hope, yeah, dude.